Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Immortality. In the last episode, we watched all of the scenes of Minsky that we have collected so far. We learned the reason why Minsky never released was because Marissa shot Carl on set. She shot him and he died, and they figured it wouldn't be right to carry on the film without him. But even more interesting, well, that wasn't interesting, that was tragic. But the interesting part of all of this was that Carl was being possessed by the other one. The other one and the stranger had some kind of spat where the other one threatened to murder John Durick. So the stranger killed him, and it all kind of bled out into real life. A really cool scene. A really, really cool scene. Now, I want to start searching, and I want to start off with this prick. This guy, excuse me, there we go. This guy seems like the major arsehole on set, besides Marissa. I don't like how Marissa was treating Carl, but this guy... He's, like, I think this is the first time he's met Marissa at the very least. It might not be his first meeting with John Durick, depending on how he was cast. But already from the get-go, he's trying to make demands. He's saying, oh, can we make Minsky more sympathetic because he's the lead character? You know, you're not the writer here, sir. You're not the writer. You shouldn't be making those demands. So I want to see more of this guy.
We're done. We're going again.
Okay. Oh, hello.
One asshole take 7.
One more time. I'm fucking freezing here. You're gonna kill me.
Action. Show the briefs again. You need to lose him.
Oh, you got enough. We're done with this shot. No one is gonna care whether or not I have briefs on. They're too busy looking at Marissa cavorting around.
Ruins the shot, Douglas. You lie there. I'll direct.
We're done.
We're going again.
No, I think not. Never in my career have I been expected to work like this. You, sir? You're not a director. You're a fucking pervert with a camera.
I think we need a new Minsky. But I have an idea.
My name is John Durick. I'm 6'3", 42 years old, and I will be auditioning for the role of Minsky.
Oh, that was interesting. That was interesting. I'm going from the beginning again because I want to take this through. From the get-go, you can tell...
Take 7.
You can tell Marissa is pissed. One asshole take 7. So this is the 7th take of this scene. Clearly Douglas is throwing a fit. And in this case, I actually do have some sympathy for Douglas. He's been a bit of an asshole so far. However, this shot, he's mostly naked. Aside from some briefs and a mask. You know, he's laying on a hard wooden floor. That's not comfortable. They've done 7 shots of this. She's like, oh, one arsehole. Take 7. Like, so she's got an attitude.
One more time.
Yeah, he's done.
I can freeze in here.
Yeah, he's cold.
Action.
Now, I will say those briefs are extremely noticeable. They are. I can understand John's perspective of those are really noticeable and they do kind of ruin the shot. At the same time, Douglas has the right to privacy. He has the right to not want his balls on camera. That is well within his rights. Obviously now you'd have you'd use like a prosthetic cock and balls and it'd all blend in with the legs, so it wouldn't be so noticeable. But I don't think they had that at this time. This was in the 70s, so I don't think they had prosthetics like that. I can understand John's perspective. It does ruin the shot, but I can also understand Douglas's, that, you know, he doesn't want his balls on display.
Saw the briefs again. Continue to lose him.
And he's in an uncomfortable position. His arms are raised above his head. That's not comfy. This is what intimacy, not directors, coordinators. That's it. You need intimacy coordinators on film shoots like this. Obviously, again, that wasn't a thing back in the day, but thankfully, you know, on modern sets, you will have them. You'll have, you know, your stunt coordinators and you will have your intimacy coordinators. And it's just someone who makes sure, okay, everyone knows what we're doing. Everyone knows where everyone's, you know, your hand is going to go here. You're not going to go above. You're not going to go below. You know, you're going to lay like this. Everyone is cool. Everyone is chill and vibing and, you know, no one's feeling harassed. You need those. You need those people on a film set like this, but, you know, sadly, due to the time period, those weren't really a thing yet.
You've got enough. We're done with this shot. No one is going to care whether or not I have briefs on. They're too busy looking at Marissa cavorting around.
What do you mean they're too busy looking at Marissa cavorting around? You're the main focus of this shot. We just see Marissa's legs. She's got very nice legs, but I wouldn't say it's particularly like, oh yeah, look at the way she's using those legs. Like, it's not a particularly sexy shot. The emphasis here is on Minsky. The emphasis here is on Minsky. I do apologize if I'm slurring my words ever so slightly. It's very hot in the back room today. But yet no one is looking at Marissa in this shot. They're looking at you, Douglas. They're looking at you. I can see both perspectives. If this is making Douglas uncomfortable, then he has every right to say, yeah, no, I'm not down for this.
Who wins the shot, Douglas? You lie there, I'll direct.
We're done.
We're going again.
No, I think not.
You shouldn't be shoving her like that.
Never in my career have I been expected to work like this.
Well, sir. Never in your career have you been expected to work like this. Considering you thought it was appropriate to just, oh, Marissa, you can't move. I'm gonna go and steal a kiss. I've heard a lot about you and I can see it's true. You're not acting, you just sat there looking sexy. That's what I'm focusing on. I think, I don't know who Douglas is. I don't know anything about his career. But the fact that, how do I put it? He thought it was appropriate to treat his female co-stars in that manner. The way he just shoved Marissa off him. And the fact that he was like, oh, we need to make Minsky more sympathetic. I don't think he's used to villainous roles. I think he is the type of actor who tends to play, you know, the good guy, the kind of, I guess I'd use the term American Jim. We all know American Jim. American Jim is the, you know, traditional American soldier who comes in to save the day. You know, hi there, I'm American Jim. I am here, you know, to end World War II and free all of these people from the Nazis, or maybe I'm here to end the alien menace that is threatening the Earth. I'm American Jim. Like, this guy, I would put money that those are the kinds of roles he's played. And thus this film is probably a little bit out of his depth. Maybe he wanted to work with Marissa. She is very attractive. Maybe he wanted to try branching out. I'm not entirely sure why he took this role, but it's very clear that this type of film is not what he's used to, and he's not adapting well. The fact that, like I said, this whole scene, the focus is Minsky. The focus is Minsky, yet he's like, oh no, the focus is Marissa, the focus is the woman here. This was bad casting. This was bad casting. You need to make sure that your actors have chemistry, but two, you need to make sure that they get on with the director. If not, it's just going to cause problems, as we saw on Ambrosio.
You, sir? You're not a director. You're a fucking pervert with a camera.
My question there would be, would he be saying, oh, you're a pervert with a camera, if the emphasis in that scene was on Marissa? That would be my question. If the shots were lingering over Marissa's ass or her tits, would he be saying, oh, you're a pervert with a camera? Or is he a pervert with a camera because the focus is on Douglas, a man? And, you say, oh, you need to take off the briefs, so, they'll get a shot of his balls. Is that why he's a pervert? Would you be saying that if he was filming shots of Marissa's tits?
I think we need a new Minsky. But I have an idea.
And she wants John to do it. She doesn't just want to write with him and direct with him, she wants to act with him too.
My name is John Durick. I'm 6'3".
There is a
42
vibration. Let's.
I told John.
Hello. Wait, okay, hello. After I killed the other one, I told John everything. Okay, hello.
After I killed the other one, I told John everything. He disappointed me. John liked the mystery. He didn't like there being an answer, and that the answer was that I was bigger than him he didn't like. The other one had pushed me to the edge, so I didn't so much snap, I just keep moving. I'd never felt so connected, and I wasn't ready to let it go. I consumed him efficiently. I didn't have time to think what it meant to lose Marissa.
Oh, okay. Again. Her facial expressions, you can tell she is annoyed. She is annoyed by this whole conversation. She's clenching her jaw. She's avoiding eye contact with us, because she does that a lot. She makes eye contact with the viewer a lot. But here she's avoiding. She doesn't want to speak about this. This is an annoying topic of conversation. It frustrates her, maybe even disgusts her a little.
After I killed the other one, I told John everything. He disappointed me. John liked the mystery. He didn't like there being an answer, and that the answer was that I was bigger than him he didn't like.
Oh, like disgust. Major marks of disgust on her face. Okay, so she kills Carl, and at that point she thinks, okay, I've got to come out. I've got to let John know. And that line.
Yelled in the demon.
No, further back. Yeah, he disappointed me. I'm not gonna lie, if someone I was in a relationship with for, I think, 2 years at this point, or that they're coming up on their 2-year anniversary, something like that. If someone who I've been in a sexual romantic relationship with for 2 years comes to me and says, Callista, I've got to tell you something. I'm some kind of vampire parasite that consumes people. Also was Jesus at one point, and Mary Magdalene, who was also the Virgin Mary. Like, yeah, I was all those people, and I'm not actually Marissa. I am some kind of parasite that is using her body, or I'm using her skin, whatever. I'd be freaked the fuck out. I'd be like, okay, that's very nice. Let me just go ring someone. Get me an ambulance. My partner has clearly had some kind of breakdown. Get me an ambulance. I'd either be ringing someone up, like I said, a hospital or something along those lines, or I'd be, if I was just, okay, I believe you, I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be terrified. I'm not down for that shit. I guess on some level, the stranger thought John'll just accept it. To be honest, if she genuinely thought that, then that shows how little she actually knows humans. Very few people are just gonna accept it. Very few people are gonna be like, oh shit, that's cool. Let's carry on making films together. Big thumbs up. Okay.
John liked the mystery. He didn't like there being an answer. And that the answer was that I was bigger than him he didn't like.
I love this. I love her voice. There's not just anger in there. There's also, I think, pain. She's clearly very angry that he didn't just accept her with open arms. She's clearly angry about it, but I think it's...
The other one had pushed me to the edge, so I didn't so much snap, I just keep moving. I had never felt so connected, and
I had never felt so connected, I wasn't ready to let it go. I do think she formed an actual bond with John Durek. This creature, she's so very alien. So very, very alien. And I mean that in the truest sense of the word. Like the word awesome has rather lost its meaning. You know, oh, I'll be there at 5, awesome. Like, its original word, awesome, it fills you with awe. You are blown away by this awe-inspiring thing. It is awesome. And alien, in a very similar way, has, I feel like it's lost its meaning. And I mean alien in the traditional sense, as in this thing is not human. It is rather, the way it thinks, I can't easily comprehend it. This thing is truly foreign and unknown. It is alien to me. So I have a lot of trouble gauging, I guess gauging what's going on inside its mind. However, I think on some level, it had connected with John Durek. And she expected him to accept her with open arms. She expected him to just be like, okay, you're a vampire parasite, cool. And so when that didn't happen, I think she was genuinely hurt by it. There was pain in her voice when she was talking about, like, oh, he liked the mystery and he didn't like that there was an answer, and that the answer was that I was bigger than him. There was genuine pain there, alongside anger. And as she said, I had never felt so connected. I wasn't ready to let it go. it, not him. She's talking about the connection. She isn't talking about John Durick. It's, how do I put this? Again, she loves humans, but I don't think she really understands. Again, you know, the whole, oh, he'll just accept me. He'll just accept what I am. No. No, he would not. That is daft. But I think she genuinely believed that. And so the fact that he didn't, it wounded her pride, her ego, her heart, if she has one. But again, she's talking about, again, let me, yeah, I had never felt so connected. It's not that she's, how do I put this? I don't know if I'm making any kind of sense here. I hope I am. I hope you can make sense of my ramblings. It's not... Humans connect to other humans. And we associate certain connections with certain people. A friendship with one person may be completely different from a friendship you share with another individual. Each connection is unique. And you associate it with that person. That's not what she's doing. She's associating the connection she has with John with the connection. I get that. Grammatically, that is a terrible sentence. But she's not talking about like, oh, I had never felt so connected, so I didn't want to say goodbye to John. It's, oh, well, I had never felt so connected, so... like, I guess I've just got to drag John along with me because I want that connection. She doesn't necessarily care about the individual. It is the feelings that she gets. That's what she's attached to.
So connected, I wasn't ready to let it go. I consumed him efficiently. I didn't have time to think what it meant to lose Marissa.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking there? So she eats John. Okay, and that's why in the final clip of Minsky, she is now John, because she's consumed him. I guess what's... Come on. Yeah. I didn't have time to think what it meant to lose Marissa. So I guess they can only be one person at a time. They consume them and... Again, I'm like, by consume, do you mean literally, or is this a metaphorical consumption? Are you a parasite within their body, or are you wearing their skin? Either or. Either way... they can only be one person at a time. And I think she was so hurt by John rejecting her. She didn't want to lose that connection. So she's like, right, I'ma eat you. And thus she becomes him. But now, okay, so that's why Marissa... But that Marissa's in the 1990s. And she still hasn't aged. Questions. There's a calmness at the end. When she's talking about John, there's an agitation. When she's talking about Marissa, there's a calmness. I think, in her own way, I think she did genuinely love Marissa. I say in her own way because I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, if you love someone, you eat them. Eat them. Commit cannibalism. Do it. If you really love them, show them that by eating one of their feet. Like, that's not love. That is not a human expression of love. But to her, I think she did genuinely love Marissa. With John, I think there was a certain degree of agitation. You have not accepted me. You have wounded my pride. I'ma fucking eat you. But with Marissa, there is this, almost this tenderness when she talks about Marissa. Okay, so she eats John, she becomes him. That explains that shot. Marissa, she's lost. I can't tell if this, like I said, if it's a metaphorical eating, like she is a parasite that inhabits people's bodies and thus Marissa was left alone. I mean, potentially, like, I think I floated this idea before that potentially under these conditions you gain some of the parasite's powers. You know, she is clearly very long-lived and she does not seem to age. So maybe their victims also gain those powers. However, if she's in John seems to have aged. And maybe Marissa was special? Maybe Marissa was different? I had thoughts. Lots of thoughts and many questions. I still want to see if there are more scenes with Douglas, so I'm going to stick with him. Like, I'm going to go through the cast. I'm just going to go through the cast, see what I find. I can start clicking on Marissa now, which will be good. Come on, wee bit faster. Take off the mask. There we go. What else do you have? There we go.
Scene 1, rehearsal. Floor of Minsky's studio. We pan across. You're breathing. See the feet of a naked man, up his legs. A woman. She rocks on top of him. Her hands on his chest. To his face. His hands are tied off screen. His face is covered in plaster with a breathing tube. We sit on this strange face a while. Above this, we see our titles.
Mr. Director, are you sure you want this naked?
Of course. It's erotic.
Let me tell you, there's nothing erotic about a naked man.
You think?
Male body looks best clothed. Well, the female, it's another matter entirely.
I disagree.
I made a lot of movies, John, so I have some experience here.
We're making a different type of movie.
It's always shock value at first, and things settle down. Seen a few new waves in my time.
Okay, so that was the rehearsal for the scene we just saw. One, Marissa, don't fuck with his breathing tube. Don't do that. That's someone's oxygen supply. Don't do that. Do not fuck with that. Also, I think we got our confirmation there. I think we got our confirmation. John is a pervert with a camera because, you know, oh, he's filming men naked. But if it's a woman, oh yeah, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. There's nothing erotic about the male form, but the female form, oh yeah, that's super erotic. They're meant to be looked at naked. Naked. But men, oh no, men look best clothed. I disagree. There's plenty erotic about the male form and the female form. They're both as erotic as each other. I guess if you're looking at this from a heterosexual male point of view, then yeah, there is nothing erotic about the male form. But I guarantee that not everyone who sees this film is going to be a heterosexual dude. Douglas, why did you go in for this film? It seems that he doesn't like, did he not read the script? There is a script. There is clearly a script. So did he not read it? Did he think that, oh, because John is a new director, he'll be more likely to take my word and he'll change the film to my liking. Oh, it was co-written by a woman, therefore, you know, I can bring my male perspective, and he'll see that I'm right. Like, what? Why did you go in for this film, sir? Why did you go in for this? I'm genuinely quite confused. Okay, yeah,
You're not a director.
That's that. Anything else?
No.
Okay, this is the first one. I think he only had a few scenes. He must have left quite early on. Oh, hello. Hello!
Scene 4A, take 3.
Action on background.
Wander, but let the tide pull you into frame. Action.
Someone here already knows you're dead.
Are you a buyer?
Not tonight. I'm a cop.
Marissa? Cut? Loved it. That was a zoom.
I think you got it. Everyone freeze. We want to get some room tone before we move on.
Oh, well, I would assume this was filmed. Let's see where. Yeah, so this was filmed just a few days. A little more than 10 days before that. I was gonna say they're gonna need to reshoot that. They're gonna need to have a different picture of Minsky. I really like the cinematography in Minsky. I like how the camera kind of turns. There are some really nice, you know what, I'm gonna go back to it because I liked it that much. I like the sweeping shots. It was quite early on, I think. This, where the camera kind of sweeps, he's surveying all around him and the camera kind of turns counterclockwise to him. I really like these shots. I would like to watch this film. Ambrosio, not so much, but this, I would love an actual film version of Minsky. I'd buy this.
Not tonight. I'm a cop.
And again, the camera kind of follows his eye to Franny.
Marissa?
God, Minsky would have been a good film. Minsky genuinely would have been a good film.
Everyone freeze. We want to get some
That was really good. I like that. I like that. Now, again, I'm still kind of following Douglas. It seems he left very early on, so no. There we go. Any more of you? Okay, that's... Go back.
You're not a
Yeah,
director.
there's that. You're a pervert with a camera because you want to film naked men, but if it's women, that's fine.
No.
Yeah, I don't...
I prefer the illusion.
You know, once more, for posterity... Yeah, I
You're
don't...
not a director.
I don't think he had that many scenes. In which case, where do we want to go to? You know what? We'll go to these three.
Detective Good. Scene 22B, take one.
Action. Cue, Billy.
Well, someone didn't waste too much time. Minsky's body is still warm.
Oh, sorry.
We're the wrong way around.
All right, keep rolling from the top. Action. Billy?
Well, someone didn't waste too much time. Minsky's body is still warm.
You look different, detective. Did you lose your virginity?
Detective Goodman thinks that Minsky's ex is in town. Olga Raknov?
And here's me thinking this is a social call.
Is he still a cop?
I think so.
Have you seen Olga? I saw her at the Minsky show. She was wearing some special earrings, Minsky originals.
She's Minsky's type. Eastern European beauty queens with nice tits. No offense, Franny. I think I've seen her around.
I've seen her in '88. She sits at the bar and eyeballs everyone coming in.
88.
Oh, you're gonna like this.
Ah, that line. 88. Is it me or is it the line? Club 88? But what's an 88?
Do we need it?
How did I see it in the reads?
We can just pick this up in the close-up, right, John?
Yes, Marissa, cut.
Oh, that at the end there. He kisses her head there. That's knowing that the other one goes on to possess Carl. Is he currently possessing Carl right now, or does it happen later on? I have thoughts. I have many, many thoughts. It seemed to me like what Marissa was doing with Carl, it seemed to me almost like she was negging him, except without negging. You know, it's the idea of like, okay, I'm gonna bring someone down to the point where they think that, you know, I'm all they're gonna get. You know, I'm gonna make them feel so low about themselves that they won't dare try and be in a relationship with anyone but me. I mean negging in that she made him uncomfortable. She was constantly making him uncomfortable. And I wondered if she was doing that to the point where he'd feel so uncomfortable that he'd agree to sleep with her. That was my thought for what Marissa's end goal could have been. I think she wanted to set up a threesome between her, Carl, and John. I think that's what she was going for. But John didn't seem into it. John did not seem like he was down for that. But here, you know, at some point, Marissa and Carl's relationship becomes quite jovial. And he's kissing her. He's kissing her in front of John. This is...
Marissa, cut.
And then there's this scene. This was on the... Okay, yeah, this... That was the 26th. That was the 29th. Okay, yeah, this is the scene where... Here, Carl's acting weird. He's suddenly really serious. I don't know what to make of any of this. Like I said, I did wonder, maybe this is where the other one possessed him. Because, like I said, he suddenly becomes very much like, oh, I'm not interested in this. But then here we have him, he, like, runs out of the apartment being like, help me, she's crazy! Ah! Like, he's suddenly joking again. I think... I wonder, I think by this stage, I do think that Marissa has entered into a sexual relationship with Carl at this point. The way he's holding her, that's not two people joking around on set. That is a very intimate hold. So I do think she's sleeping with Carl. From how they're behaving, John has to know. Unless John is real dumb and he just can't see what's in front of his eyes, like, John has to know. Like I said, I think at this stage, Marissa and Carl are sleeping together. What John's perspective is on that, I don't know. We'll leave it. Here, I wonder if this is where the other one possesses Carl, excuse me. Again, it's so hot. It's so hot in this back room. And here, I wonder... We know that the other one isn't about this life. He hates humans, doesn't want anything to do with them. He's only here because a stranger is here. I wonder if maybe she spoke to him and said, hey, you're not behaving like Carl. People are noticing something's up with Carl, something's up with Carl. You need to act more jokey, more jovial. And so by this point, he's like, right, I've gotten into character. I know how Carl would act, so I'm gonna start joking around on set again. I feel so badly for Carl. Carl seemed like a decent dude. And he got possessed and then murdered.
Action.
Oh, buddy. And again, more of you, if you please.
Scene 44A, take 2.
Action. Ready. Got it. That's the end of the movie.
Was that enough?
You would have got us.
Okay, so that's the final shot of the film. Ooh. I guess maybe... Also, you know what? That'd be, when... So yeah, they filmed the ending shot before Carl was killed. So this is the original intended end of the film. We know that Franny did it. We know that she did. The fact that it ends here rather than, you know, in a police cell, I guess Franny gets away with it. We know that during the course of the film, we can see that Franny gets very close to Goodman. So I guess she's able to convince him that she didn't do it. Okay. And how she turns, that was... I'm gonna go into the, Oh, hello. Oh, bloody hell.
Artists create, transform, and destroy. They find bodies and capture them, own them, tether themselves to immortality. Symbiotic parasites.
Don't look at me like that. Don't do that. No, no. I do not like that face. I do not like that face. Oh, there were so many lines. There were so many lines in that I'm just like, oh, they were good. They were good. Okay, so, I'm looking at John. He's had his throat torn out. However, with Carl, he's actually got 2 wounds. You can see the bullet wound on his lower stomach, but then obviously there's the big bite scar on his shoulder. I'm gonna go back to the beginning because I don't like that face you're pulling, madam.
Artists create, transform, destroy. They find bodies and capture them, own them.
Is that artistry or is that slavery? I guess in a way, she did say earlier, I was in no danger of becoming a muse. If you are someone's muse, then an artist will paint you again and again and again. However, they are painting you through their own eyes. You don't really have a voice. You can only ever be presented as what they present you as. If you are looking at art in that way, then yes, it is very much a, slave and slave owner type relationship.
Tether themselves to immortality. Symbiotic parasites.
I don't like how she turns and looks at the camera. I do not like that in the slightest. No, thank you. Now, I'm gonna go forward because, again, there was a lot of vibration at the beginning, and I can't tell if that's just to go back into the original scene or if there is something more here. Okay, so yeah, it does appear to just be that. Okay, but that... Oh...
Was that enough?
Parasitic symbiotes. I think that's what she called it. Is that what you are, madam? Is that what you are? And as such, you've gained this affinity for art and artists. Oh, that was amazing. I love that scene. However, I am just about out of time for this episode. In the next one, more scenes. More scenes. There will always be more scenes. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.